everybody. I'd like to talk to you about Wes Montgomery's comping and how you could apply that to your own very simple jazz or blues or one chord vamping. Something that Wes always has is this ability to bang two chords into each other. He very seldomly just plays one thing. Like, let's say I'm playing a blues in G. You're never really going to see Wes hanging out even on a substitution for very long. You're not going to hear this from him. What you're going to hear is something more like this. Now, what's going on there? And why is it so hard to attain? Well, if you're just looking at substitutions or chords to play over chords and try to invert them, you're going to come up with things that work and then things that don't work. Like if you take a look at the first thing I did here, which is a drop 2 F major 7, moving to a B half diminished, that really sounds good over that G7. And I just go, just banging back and forth between a pair of chords that sound good in conjunction. Now, if I try to just go to the next inversion of those two chords, I get this. So it has nothing from that sound. This is why the kind of stuff they teach you in university when you're just, taught to invert drop 2s is very false, because each inversion sounds different and doesn't have the same musical application as the previous one. So there's something else going on. When you're trying to extrapolate the principle of why something works, you can't just look at a group of notes, keep flipping them around, and tell yourself that it's working. You have to listen to it. Does it work? Does it not work? Here's something that almost works. But somehow it's not as strong as this. So the question is, what's happening? Well, I would say that the sound of that Wes thing is to have the two chords to bang from, but have the top voice change. You gotta have that top voice be in motion. So here, when you're going from a 4 chord of that key, meaning an F major 7, I'm just thinking in the key of C, to the 7 chord of the key, you have 2 notes staying the same, that F and A, and then 2 notes moving. In this case, it's the top and bottom note. Now, I would say the top note is the one that really has to move. So in a different area, like let's say up here, if I take a look at this root position F drop 2, and I take it to the 5 chord, to just an inversion of G7, then it really has that kind of sound. So in every area of the guitar, you gotta find something that really works, a nice pair, that sounds good to alternate between. So, and then you can make all these comping patterns, like you have just G blues. You can really do it on a shuffle. Sounds awesome. If you just look for it in every area, you're bound to find something cool. Like if I'm looking for it right here, okay, I have this D minor 7 shape on that G7, and then I have to find a place to take that. Maybe if I play this, it's a D minor 7 to an E minor 7 third inversion. I had to make a cut in the video and figure that out. I didn't just know it off the top of my head. Anyway, I got a D minor 7, E minor 7 first inversion. It has that sound. So check this out. Now I can chain them together. I can go. Right? So you gotta discriminate in every area of the guitar to find the sounds that work. In this area, maybe if I grab a D minor 7 and move it to a G7, or D minor 7 going to a B half diminished. Then you find all these shapes that like to move into each other that are all just a part of your diatonic C major scale, but you got motion inside your comping. So instead of playing Something that I like to do that I kind of ripped off from Wes in his Caravan arrangement, the song Caravan, is use this chain of 4 shapes. I love that, right? So the first one is a sort of G9 common arpeggio that everybody from Stevie Ray Vaughan to really anybody, Danny Gatton uses that shape a whole lot. And the way I visualize it is that G on top, that 5 chord of the key of C. That'll be the first grip, going to 4 chord, second inversion, first root position, half diminished chord, and then this G7 with a 9 shape. So when you just play it, those 4 chords one after the other, you get this nice melody on top. Wee ba ba ba. Pretty cool. So I like that. You can really always get cool things to happen if you're aware of the principle. And the principle is motion on the top voice while keeping some voices steady and some moving. What you really don't want to do is be mechanical about it, meaning you find a pair of chords that work and then you tell yourself, okay, a 4 chord moves to a 7 chord and all the inversions work without listening to it. And you see a lot of people who are playing things that are correct even though they don't sound right. In music, you can never be better than you sound. How you sound is how good you are. If you are making shitty choices, then you will sound shitty. The end. All right, please subscribe to the channel. Please do the thumbs up thing, ring the bell, leave a comment. We're dying to know your feedback. We're coming up with tons of educational content, tons of musical content. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to do all that stuff and join our Patreon. We're starting a Patreon. See you next time.